MS Estonia was a cruise ferry built in 1980 at the German shipyard Meyer-Werft in Papenburg. In 1993, she was sold to Nordstrom and Tulin for use on Est-Line's Tallinn-Stockholm route. The ship sinking on 28 September 1994. In the Baltic Sea between Sweden, Åland, Finland and Estonia, was one of the worst maritime disasters of the 20th century. The official report concluded that the bow door had separated from the vessel, pulling the ramp ajar. The ship was already listing because of poor cargo distribution, and the list increased rapidly, flooding the decks and the cabins. Shortly, power failed altogether, inhibiting search and rescue, and a full-scale emergency was not declared for 90 minutes. Of the 989 on board, 138 were rescued. The report criticized the passive attitude of the crew, failing to notice that water was entering the vehicle deck, delaying the alarm, and providing minimal guidance from the bridge. Coordinates: 59 degrees 23 minutes 0 seconds north, 21 degrees 40 minutes 0 seconds east, 59.38333 degrees north, 21.66667 degrees east, 59.38333. 21.66667. The ship was originally ordered from Meyer-Werft by a Norwegian shipping company led by Pali Augustsson with intended traffic between Norway and Germany. At the last moment, the company withdrew their order and the contract went to Rederi Flat Sally, one of the partners in the Viking Line consortium. Originally the ship was conceived as a sister ship to Dyna II, built in 1979 by the same shipyard for Rederi AB Slite, the third partner in Viking Line. When Sally took over the construction contract, the ship was lengthened from the original length of approximately 137 meters to approximately 155 meters, and the superstructure of the ship was largely redesigned. Meyer-Werft had constructed a large number of ships for various Viking Line partner companies. During the 1970s, the construction of the ship's bow consisted of an upwards opening visor and a car ramp that was placed inside the visor when it was closed. An identical bow construction had also been used in Dyna II. Estonia previously sailed as Viking Sally. On 29 June 1980, Viking Sally was delivered to Rederi Flat Sally, Finland, and was put into service on the route between Turku, Mariehamn and Stockholm. She was the largest ship to serve on that route at the time. As with many ships, Viking Sally suffered some mishaps during her Viking Line service, being grounded in the Åland archipelago in May 1984 and suffering some propeller problems in April of the following year. In 1985 she was also rebuilt with a duck tail. In 1986, a passenger was murdered on board. In 1987, another murder and attempted murder took place. Rederi Flat Sally had been experiencing financial difficulties for most of the 1980s. In late 1987, FOR and Johnson Line, the owners of Viking Line's main rival Scylla Line, bought Sally. As a result of this, SF Line and Rederi AB Slite forced Sally to withdraw from Viking Line. Viking Sally was chartered to Rederi AB Slite to continue on her current traffic for the next 3 years. When her charter ended in April 1990, Viking Sally had an unusual change of service. She was painted in Scylla Line's colors, renamed Scylla Star, and placed on the same route that she had plied for Viking Line, Turku Mariehamn Stockholm. The reason for this was that Silja's new ship for Helsinki-Stockholm service was built behind schedule, and one of the Turku-Stockholm ships, Vellamo, was transferred to that route until the new ship was complete in November 1990. Also in 1990, FOR, Johnson Line and Rederi Flat Sally merged into F. John. The following spring Scylla Star began her service with Vasa Line, another company owned by F. John. Her name was changed to Vasa King and she served on routes connecting Vasa, Finland to Uma and Sundsvall in Sweden. It has been reported that the Vasa King was widely considered to be the best behaving ship in rough weather to have sailed from Vasa. In January 1993, at the same time when F. John decided to merge Vasa Line's operations into Scylla Line, Vasa King was sold to Nordstrom and Tulin for use on Est-Line's Tallinn-Stockholm traffic under the name Estonia. The actual ownership of the ship was rather complex. In order for Nordstrom and Tulin to get a loan to buy the ship, although Nordstrom and Tulin was the company which bought the ship, her registered owner was Est-Line Marine Co. Ltd., Nicosia, Cyprus. which chartered the ship to E-Linie A.S. Tallinn, Estonia, which in turn chartered the ship to Estline AB. As a result, the ship was actually registered in both Cyprus and Estonia as the largest Estonian-owned ship of the time. The Estonia symbolized the independence that Estonia regained after the collapse of the Soviet Union. The Estonia disaster occurred on Wednesday, the 28th of September 1994, between about 0:55 and 1:50 as the ship was crossing the Baltic Sea, en route from Tallinn, Estonia, to Stockholm, Sweden. Estonia departed slightly behind schedule at 19:15 on the 27th of September and had been expected in Stockholm the next morning at about 0:00